Well, very pleased to be rejoined by Chad Trollinger and Rosemarie Marshall from Team Marshall. I'm Neil Gordon. And Rosemarie, we should say that there is even more to Team Marshall than just Chad and yourself. You had someone special kind of kickstarting the company many years ago.
Yes, and I had to give credit to my husband, Jim Marshall, right? Because when we arrived here, he was working full time. And when the agent said to me, I should get into real estate, Jim said, go for it, honey, right? He was working and I was able to study because, studying to get your real estate exam is like going back to college, right? And so he supported me in that endeavor. And when I got my real estate license, he later on joined me for a few years, to help out, get us going, get that Team Marshall spirit going. So I have to give some credit to him because otherwise I wouldn't have been in the business either without that support. Family is important,
And Chad wouldn't be alongside you. So that's a really nice story. Random question for both of you. When David Letterman did his program on CBS, were either of you viewers? Were you fans?
Yes.
Yes.
You liked him? And you may remember he had this top 10 list he would do all the time. Some of it was funny. Some of it was really useful. We thought with respect to David Letterman, we would provide a top 10 list of what you would suggest your sellers do to try to get top dollar and try to make the homes appealing. And ladies first, we'll start with number 10. So you suggest to give your entry a facelift. What do you mean by that?
Okay. That's always been very important to me, Neil. The front door, the entrance to look sharp and clean. Maybe it needs a little paint job. Maybe you have a black door, red door, whatever. It's been scarred up a little bit. I might suggest you might paint it because let's face it, curb appeal is so important. That's the first thing people see. So it makes a difference. And then when they enter, they know that the house has really been well maintained by the front appearance of your home.
Well, speaking of curb appeal, Chad, landscaping the yard, what do you recommend that is entailed in landscaping? How frequently and what some extra touches maybe?
Yeah, when you're getting ready to list, you just want to make sure that the lawn's cut at least weekly. Make sure it's edged and trimmed really well. Trim the bushes back and keep them maintained kind of below window level is really good. And also if there's like edges that need to be cleaned up or maybe like smoothed out around the house with some pine straw, that helps kind of give some curb appeal. Just make sure that like the grass and the lawn kind of draws attention to the house. Because when they step out, they're going to be looking around before they get actually to the house. So that kind of helps get it ready in the lawn.
Nice advice. And keeping outside as well. So we're, Rosemarie, going to give the entry a facelift. As you look down, sometimes you see dust balls, don't you?
Yeah, no kidding. And that is because if the doormat looks like it's worn, I suggest, hey, can we replace it? Or sometimes, I'll even bring a doormat, that says welcome. You want the people to feel welcomed. So I like the doormat to look good.
Wonderful. And for $10 or $20, it can, make a big difference. Power wash the outside. Now, are we just thinking about the front of the home or what are some areas you recommend?
Right. So you want to give it a sparkle, kind of a shine. And so it can be the driveway, the sidewalks, the front porch, all around windows, also the shutters, garage door, making sure that's nice and clean. So really anywhere that has like high visibility, it's like big areas, go ahead and get a pressure wash done on the whole area of the house. Really bring some attention to it.
Rosemarie, I'm guessing in 15 years of being an agent with Blanchard and Calhoun, number 6, clean the inside thoroughly. Have you ever walked in and gone, oh?
Oh my gosh, yes, I have. And we have to be very sensitive to how people do live. It's their home.
Sure.
We're coming in with some suggestions. So let's say you have a beautiful countertop that's granite, but you have a lot of clutter on it. I might say to someone, is it possible we could put a few items away because we want to show off that granite countertop? Or if I go into a bedroom or the laundry room and there's clothes strewn all over the place, can we hang them up and can we make things just a little bit neater because we're going to be taking photographs. Sometimes we'll take our own photographs, or sometimes we'll have a virtual tour done on a home. So we want things put in place. And then in terms of personal items like pictures of people's family, and that's a personal thing, really. Sometimes agents will say, remove it all. And sometimes agents will say, well, leave a photo or two. So I kind of just see how my clients feel about that. But oftentimes I will suggest a few personal photos be put away because the buyer wants to feel like it's their home, not the home of the seller. You know what I mean? So
I do.
Helpful hints.
Makes good sense. And number 5, I guess, Chad, you need to either find a good handyman, which the two of you can help with, or if you're handy, fix what's broken.
Right. A lot of people are detail oriented. When they do the walkthrough, they're going to be opening drawers, lifting up lids of certain things. So really take a fine-tooth comb on those things that maybe you put aside for a long time, or, I'll get to that later and fix it later on. This is the time to make sure all those things are fixed. Everything that you can do on your own, great. Everything you get a handyman to do, like I said, we can help out. But it's super critical, not only for the people walking through to buy it, but when the inspectors come in, they're going to be checking a lot of those things as well. So if you can get ahead of the curve and fix a lot of stuff yourself, remove a lot of headache in the process.
And number 4, Rosemary, you mentioned briefly declutter your house, and you can share more info. But I'm really interested because of all your experience and Chad's connections in the business community. Do you ever get asked by someone who you list their home to help in terms of referrals to make their home even be more presentable?
I mean, yes, that is so important. Having been in real estate, again, like you said, for 15 years, you accumulate good contractors that will be there for you, okay? Whether it be an electrician, whether it be a plumber, a painter. You want to have these people in your list because oftentimes those kinds of things are needed for a home, fresh painted home, or maybe having floors refinished. Chad and I know good contractors that can get the job done and that are reasonable for our clients.
Yeah, and that's actually the point of number 3 as well, Chad. Fresh paint and new carpet. All of the other tips we've given so far cost very little. This is actually an expense that you recommend that I'm assuming will come back at least in cost, if not more, when the home is sold.
Yeah, if you think about it, even a top 3 list, these are one of the top 2, paint and carpet, because big areas in the house are covered by paint and big areas are covered by carpet or flooring. So if there's anything that needs to be updated, revised, renovated, man, take that investment and put it in it, right? Just be ready to do those kind of things. But definitely, those are the first 2 things you want to look at in your home.
And we're filming you now in your kitchen area. I'm told you have a beautiful kitchen there. You have the hutch behind you, and you believe, and this is the second, so very important, organizing the kitchen. Who does that appeal to, Mama or Papa?
Well, absolutely. The kitchen is, it depends on who the chef is in the kitchen, I guess. But here's the thing. The kitchen is really important. If you have a lot of clutter on your refrigerator, you know how people like to put their magnets on the refrigerator. And you got a beautiful stainless steel refrigerator. You want to take all those magnets off, all the kids' pictures, everything off to make that refrigerator shine, right? And let's face it, Neil, everybody wants to gather in the kitchen, right? Mm-hmm. So we want the kitchen to look great. It's a gathering spot. Mm-hmm. And so, yes, decluttering, having those appliances shine, it's just it sells the house, okay?
Oh, yeah. And drum roll, please. Dun, 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 dun. The number 1 of the top 10 to-do list, and it seems so simple, empty the trash and hide your dirty laundry. Wow.
How about that? You wouldn't think about it, but man, when you have people coming in, it may be simple and it's easy to do, but like put those clothes in the laundry or in the dryer, in the washing machine, or go take them out and put them in your car. Just get them out of the picture, And then with the garbage, if it's been sitting in there a while, you may have thrown some food from an takeout or something and start smelling. You may become immune to it, but like you want it to smell clean and fresh. and look uncluttered, like Rosemary is saying. So get rid of that stuff. I know it's simple, but do it because they're going to walk in there.
And
Rosemary, in your day, have you ever grabbed some garbage bags and gone to town outside someone's home?
oh my gosh, yes, I have. And Neil, here's the thing: it's a very competitive market, right? So the better your home looks, the better your chances of selling it before the other one, down the street. Because seriously, how your home looks inside, how it looks outside, tells the story. So it's important to have it look as best as possible.
Well, on the other side of our break, we're going to have Robbie King tell his story of how Team Marshall helped him retire. We're through the magic of Zoom. We're going to join him in another city and a beautiful community. So you don't want to miss that. Here's some more information about Team Marshall and their involvement as leaders in the community, as well as their phone numbers. Stick around. We will be back in just a minute.